Welcome to the fourth and final game of the evening. Up this time is NyxQuest, Kindred Sprits. Fly with Nyx across the ruins of the ancient Greece in her dangerous search for her dearest friend Icarus. Use the powers of Zeus and the gods from Olympus and use them wisely in order to help Nyx complete her epic adventure. Well, I bet this adventure doesn't take 10 years. Looked at... Anyway, so NyxQuest. Now, this game may be familiar to some of our listeners, watchers, however we want to define them. Silicates?
We'll workshop that later.
Yeah. Anyway, because NyxQuest hails from the WiiWare platformer, where it wasn't World of Goo popular, but I do remember a fair amount of ink being spilled over this particular title. Mm-hmm. It was released in 2009, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, here we go. June 19th, 2009, August 10th, 2009. So that's still prime Wii era. That's still, the Wii's very much active. So, people were still paying attention to what was getting released on WiiWare.
Yeah, I think the Wii at my college actually had this on there in the break room area. Because I vaguely remember seeing this before.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, and thus, since it is something that originated from the WiiWare, the Wii, what does that mean? It means it takes advantage of the Wii Remote and the nunchuck, apparently. Yeah. So this is a bit of a gimmick platformer. Now, the real gimmickry comes in a little ways into stage one here. As Nyx, her basic controls are pretty simple. She can... she can jump and jump again. Even though she's got wings, she can't really fly. She can jump about 5 times.
She jumped good.
Yes.
Hey, that counts for Kirby in Smash, and he's one of the better ones.
Mm. And she can also glide, which is not flying, by the way. Sometimes
it's
she can
with style.
I was gonna make that joke.
Yes. And Petty just got the Catechist, the first collectible rune of ancient Greek origin. Like I said, and this is basically it to her beginning moveset. But pretty soon you're going to come across a statue of Zeus, and that's when the fun begins. So
fun, or I'm going to be screaming at my computer here in a minute. Fun.
That's a good question.
Oh no. That's a hell of a way to move a boulder.
Yeah.
Speedrun strats, let's go, boys.
Okay. They define the power internally as telekinesis. So you can use the telekinesis power in various ways. And this is why a keyboard and mouse is recommended for this game. Because try to imagine how this would have controlled on the Wii.
Oh no, all the waggles.
No!
Pointing?
Pointer controls, which are a distinct control method of the Wii remote. The Wii remote
at least it's better than the waggle.
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
The waggle at least was fairly... It wasn't the best way to push a button, but it was still just basically pushing a button.
It really
Pointer
depends.
stuff is subject to calibration errors.
Yep. Pointer control was arguably the best use of the Wii.
If you didn't have a whole bunch of candles near your TV, because my mom had that issue.
Yeah. I'm like, at least it wasn't the worst. And that's tilt controls.
I forgot the Wii remote did tilt.
I'm like, try playing Vertigo and you might get reminded.
I don't hate myself.
Fair.
Admittedly, just looking at this, there's some pretty cool physics stuff going on here.
Oh yeah, like this game is pretty impressive, not just in terms of its inverse kinematics.
Hi, Zeus.
See, we're getting to the part I'm talking about. I'm like,
80% of Greek mythology can be summed up by Zeus was horny.
You're not wrong. I'm like, granted, this isn't really playing off of actual Greek mythology.
They're just basically using Zeus as a plot device.
Right.
Like the 20% of Greek mythology.
Because they made more big fans. Well, I guess you could set it in, like, future Argentina, and you're an angel, and that's just the friggin' big Jesus statue.
I mean, that would probably cause some problems.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there are obvious cultural and audience reasons why they don't do that.
Yep. And here we go.
Oh, God, fuck that. Who signed off on this?
Well, remember, this was meant for the Wii remote. And it's something that got...
Yeah, these are pretty natural controls on the Wii remote, all things considered.
Yeah. The problem is, they're not natural controls on the PC.
Oh, ye gods, no.
Yeah, I'm like... And, Petty, you're just beginning the awkwardness. Yeah, because you got to hold down, you got to drag. Yep.
Random feet for flavor.
Hi, Ozymandias.
Yep. And now you will jump onto the big stone statue.
I'm just going to ride the big stone statue.
Slide it across. Like I said, we're still in the teaching area here. I'm like...
So there is a weight limit, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, you might want to hold down the button. I find that works better. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this is basically what the actual challenge of the game is. Figuring out how to use the physics objects to move forward in various capacities. And, like, yeah, here you jump and glide. I'm like, and they will get more elaborate. Like, a few stages ahead, you'll be able to hold you remember the collapsing pillar bit. They'll have a version of that you'll be able to hold with your psychic powers. I still trudged through the game. Where I stopped was the first boss. Like, because at that point, the game was introducing fireballs to the mix.
I can just bonk myself
So yes,
and
you
die.
can kill yourself by dropping a gigantic rock on your own head.
I figured
Oh, yeah.
it was either going to be does nothing, haha, or kills me, haha.
Guess what? It kills you. Yeah. So, the real fun, quote unquote, of this game is when it starts to ask you to do precision platforming while doing the psychic powers.
Oh, sweet God. I could imagine trying to do this on a Wii Remote and Nunchuck. No, absolutely not.
Like, I'd imagine it would work better there. Like, on the PC, it's just, awkward and gangly.
It's better if you're using it like WASD instead of arrow keys. Because I'm finding it to be okay.
I feel like this is really a game you want to be playing with like joystick and mouse. That's the best approximation of the Wii control scheme.
No one here has that setup, though.
I know. It's an incredibly obscure possibility.
Yeah. That's something we can't test, and something that...
No, I know. I wasn't saying, oh, you should totally do this. I'm saying there is the best way I can think of to use computer mechanics to do this game is one that is
absolutely
basically
ludicrous.
Never actually used as a combination.
Right.
Because you want to be using a mouse for the touch for the pointer control stuff, but the actual platforming you probably want to be using, a controller for.
Well, the thing is, this wouldn't be so bad if I could use the mouse buttons to jump and glide and...
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably work.
Like, I know with my mouse I can program a button, but like, not everybody has a gaming mouse, as we've said before.
Well, it's also, there's like, you can, according to the options menu, you could do that internally, but when I did it, it didn't do it. So, I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but...
So some of this may be Adam having computer problems.
Possibly. Wouldn't be the first time. Sure as shit won't be the last.
I mean, that is a very weird computer problem, but yeah, I had to scrap a game just today because, I don't know, something was going on with objects disappearing and needing them to complete the level.
Yeah, that's a driver issue.
Yeah. Anyway, so... that's about it in terms of the construction of the game.
Yeah, I imagine if they set this up for a more reasonable control scheme, it could be pretty okay. Well,
arguably they did. It's something that was designed for the Wii Remote and the Nunchuck.
Yeah, this is the problem with Nintendo's preference for weird control methods, is that it makes emulating it later or porting it to different platforms later hard.
Right. Also worth noting, there are other versions that may play better. Like, mainly, this did get ported to mobile. We got ported to iOS fairly close to the other versions, and then it got an Android port like 8 years later. Look at that. Yeah, these are the columns. It's just, later on they'll be pounding down and you have to hold them. Not the worst thing.
Yeah.
Especially in comparison to some of the other stuff doing. And yeah, it's a shame that the game is just so awkward to control, and basically kills whatever whatever good points it has. And there are a fair few. The game looks really impressive, especially for something that was born on the WiiWare. Like, it's just got, even though it's a bit plain in terms of like its overall construction in its art, it's still got really strong art direction. Like, it's not the easiest thing in the world to make this kind of barrenness interesting. At least in my estimation. Once again, that may be a more subjective view of the thing. At the very least, it's very high contrast, and it's a style platformer that's a lot rarer in today's world. And I don't mean the Wii remote controls. I mean the overall construction materials used. Like, this isn't a throwback platformer. This isn't something that's pixel art or even, high quality hand drawn stuff. It's not something that's invoking 1632, what have you. This is how a lot of platformers looked in the 7th gen. Maybe they could have turned down the piss filter a bit, but that's another 7th gen art choice.
Yeah.
See also Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
Yeah.
Believe me, we could be here all day with just games that used that piss filter daylight thing. Like, maybe the most impressive thing was the music. Like, shockingly good stuff for a WiiWare title. Definitely would listen to it independent of the game. So, finally, price. The good news is, at least on the PC, it clocks in at a very affordable $3, which probably less than what was going on, the price on WiiWare. Like, the WiiWare games weren't all that expensive usually, but still, even
honestly, $3 might have, like $3-4 might have been the price it would have been on WiiWare.
Possibly,
because they did the stupid points system.
Yeah, WiiWare, like, I'd imagine this was probably closer to $10.
Maybe.
Like, the thing is, I cannot speak for the WiiWare version, mainly because that no longer exists in a commercial capacity.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say it doesn't no longer exist, because, well, it does. It's just, it exists, either you bought it back in the day or piracy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all the WiiWare stuff got preserved via piracy. Like,
yep.
Like, WiiWare stuff was very easy to hack and pirate.
Oh, God, yes.
I mean, for fuck's sakes, they were using WADs.
Well, remember, you just had to have a console that bought it and you can re-download it. They had no account system.
Yep.
So it was pretty easy to go grab consoles from the, thrift shop, pawn shop, and just go hook them up to the internet and see what they got. Eventually, you can get everything,
And I guess the developer is still around in some capacity, because looking at the Android version of NyxQuest, apparently it was last updated on June 7th, 2023.
Damn.
So it's current. No idea. This probably would work better on mobile, if I'm being honest. At least potentially.
If they did a virtual joystick, maybe.
Yeah. since I didn't go for the Android version, why would I? Like, I can't speak to mobile here, but as far as the PC version goes, even in spite of its cheap price, I think it's just too awkward to recommend. Like, I don't think it's not just the controls are inherently awkward. There is a bit of that. I think they were the port was quite bad in that regard. Like, it's things like the fireballs I mentioned. I had difficulty grabbing them. Like, maybe that was a PC thing, but once again, this is a downloadable game made for the Wii from 2009.
Right.
So I'm not thinking that's a power issue at the very least. Could be an age issue, sure.
Yeah. Could be an engine issue.
Yeah. Be that as it may, I would give a pass on NyxQuest, despite its intriguing aesthetics and subject matter and, experimentations. Unfortunate. So, yeah, I think that'll about do it for, well, not just this review, but this review session. So, coming up on the week ahead. Right. So, sometimes guests fall through the cracks one way or another. Like this week's guest requested a different week because of a scheduling conflict. They're at an event and they're coming back and they weren't sure if they would have the energy for an interview that particular week.
One of those travel days type situations.
Yeah. So, given that it's short notice, Fragments of Silicon will be reacting to Microsoft Windows 95 video guide starring Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry. I'm not sure if this particular title could get more 90s.
It could, but it would involve Mountain Dew and Zima.
At least Zima.
Zima, yes.
I mean, Mountain Dew's still a thing.
Yeah, fair. Tab and Zima, then.
Tab is much older. I think the soda you were looking for was Crystal Pepsi.
Fair, though I haven't seen Tab since, late 90s, early 2000s.
I mean,
unless
if
it's
you
a
want
regional
90s,
thing now.
I mean, if you want 90s, Tab Clear. Yeah, the clear sodas thing was dumb.
Tab was apparently only discontinued in 2020.
Oh.
Huh. It must have been a regional thing then.
But it was started in 1963.
Anyway.
Power of Google.
On Friday, July 26th, we do have a Friday show this week. We'll be welcoming Michael Boyer of Team Run. Probably butchered that. I mean, there's an umlaut on this name, so... Anyway, we'll be talking about Broken Lens. Broken Lens is a cozy game where you will discover the story of a little robot with a sight problem. Explore manifold, cute environments at your own pace and investigate to understand what happened to them. Will you be able to uncover all the secrets? Well, we'll find all about that, within reason, on Friday. And we do have a new episode of MSP happening. Back to normal. We have a guest scheduled. Just a bit concerned about Discord because never made a Discord account. It's just one of the things we have to do when guiding a guest to our apparatus, if you will. Anyway, on that note, until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.